G'day guys and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. So guys, for today's video, I'm going to be going over my AFL 2022 finals predictions. Now guys, I'd love to hear yours. Drop them down below in the comments. Let me know who you think is winning it all. But for today, these are my predictions. So first and foremost, I'd like to send my condolences to the Carlton Blue supporters. Man, I tell you what, you guys deserve to play finals this year. I am heartbroken that you guys missed out. I honestly am. I'm a West Coast fan. I know a bit odd when you're a West Coast fan living in Brisbane, but I am. And I just really wanted to see Carlton make the finals. I would have loved to see Richmond miss out. Cannot stand those bloody Tigers, but yeah. Hey, look. At the end of the day, we've got a solid top eight. I think it's going to be a cracker of a final series. So yeah, guys, sit back, enjoy this one, and I can't wait to give you my predictions. So we're going to do it in order of how the games are played for week one. So Thursday night we got the Lions versus the Tigers. Then the Friday game we got the Demons against the Swans, followed by the Cats versus Magpies on Saturday, and the Dockers against the Bulldogs on Saturday night. So first game, Lions and Tigers. Let's talk about both these teams. Now, the Lions in recent weeks haven't been playing that well. They've won a few games, but I don't think they've really, proved that they can go with some of the better teams in the top eight. The Tigers, on the other hand, they're really finding some form late in the season. They started off flat this year, but now these probably last 5-6 weeks, they've looked like they can contest with most teams in the top four. So, yeah, look, I think at the Gabba, the Lions probably will win this. They probably should win this. And, living in Brisbane, Queensland, I know a lot of people that are hardcore Brisbane Lions fans. One of my mates from Rockhampton, Trent, shout out to you, buddy. Massive Lions fan. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't come down here for this game. I'm going to hurt him. I really am. I just think that at this point in time, the Lions are not in as good of form as the Tigers, and I think the Tigers win this. I know it's at the Gabba, and I know that's a huge statement to make, but I really think that the Tigers get the job done here. I really do. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it'll be a very close game from start to finish, but I think the Tigers win that one. Next up, we've got the Demons against the Swans. Now, I think the Demons are in slightly better form. However, the Swans have won a fair few games in a row as well. They're looking pretty dangerous. This is a tough game. This is a tough game to pick, because realistically, it could go either way. I think any of these finals games could go either way. However, I'm going to back Melbourne just because it's at home, and I think, a lot of people might be sort of doubting Melbourne a little bit now. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. But yeah, I think a few people might start to doubt Melbourne a little bit. So if they can really put a good 20 to 30 point win on the Swans, which, don't get me wrong, I don't think it'll be that big of a scoreline. But if it is, I think it could change the whole shape of the finals. Let's be honest. But yeah, I've got Melbourne winning that first one. Next up, we've got Geelong versus Collingwood. Now, Collingwood, they've been brave this year. They've won a lot of games. Not by much, but they've won a lot. Geelong have just been, this is the best I've seen them look in a while. And I think they want to send a few players out on an amazing high with a premiership or as close as they can get to one. If we look at Collingwood on the ladder, they've actually got their differential percentage is actually pretty bad. Like, in hindsight, Carlton, Port Adelaide, and nearly Gold Coast, 3 teams out of the top 8, have a better percentage than them. Well, Gold Coast are a little bit behind, but, in the grand scheme of things, it's pretty close there. So, Collingwood win tough games. They win the tight games. I think Geelong are going to dominate from the get-go. That's my pick for that one. The next one, we've got Freo against the Bulldogs. Probably, in my opinion, the toughest to pick of the round or the week one of finals. Um, just, I think Freo are a bit like Brisbane. They're sort of fading a little bit now. I think Fremantle would have been absolutely disappointed not to make top four. You know, everybody was saying flag mantle this, flag mantle that, but yeah, I think they're going to be absolutely heartbroken. They didn't make the top four. The Bulldogs, they're finding a decent bit of form late, but they're not really beating quality teams. And for that reason, I'm going to pick Freo to win this one, especially because it's at Optus Stadium. You know, they should get the win there. Um, Moving forward, then, we'll go over to the Swans against the Tigers. Now, this should be an absolutely brilliant game of football as well. It's tough too. I don't know, because both sides at the end of the year have found some amazing form. They honestly have. They've looked dangerous late in the season. I think a big plus will be that Sydney will be at home. However, if they do fall to the Demons by a big margin, that really could dent their confidence. I'm going to go the Swans, but not with a lot of confidence here. I'm not overly confident in that win, but I think they get it done. I do. I think the Swans get it done there, but I'm not confident. I'm 100% not confident in that one. Next up, we've got the Pies against the Dockers. Another one that I think will be an absolute thriller. I think this one will go right down to the wire. And this is the type of games that Collingwood win. You know, these tough, gritty games. And at home, I genuinely think Collingwood upset Fremantle. I really do. And Collingwood get there. They get a good win over the Dockers. Very, very tight win, but a win nonetheless. And I think they move on to the preliminary finals. So, crazy. We've got the Cats versus the Swans and the Demons versus the Pies. Amazing. I cannot wait for this. If this is how it pans out, I think we're in for a treat. I'd say probably two teams I think could potentially make the preliminary finals are Fremantle and Richmond. But I think this is pretty much how the finals will pan out. Just my opinion. I know it's a little bit boring because it's 1 through to 4, and it just seems to be the safe option. But I don't know. I reckon people would pick probably Freo over Collingwood for the most part. I just think in these close games, this is where Collingwood are elite. They get the job done. They move on. I think they'll do it. So, my predictions for the preliminary finals. Geelong against Sydney. I think this one's going to be an absolutely amazing game. It'll be Geelong. Well, it'll probably be played at the MCG, I'd say. I'd assume. I'm not 100% sure there, but I'd assume it would be. The Swans, obviously, as I said, they might get beaten by a fair bit in week 1. I think they'll bounce back in week 2, but I just think Geelong will want to do it for some of their big name players. They're going to want to get them a premiership, before they retire, whether that be this year, next year, or the year after. I think this is going to be for them. So I think they do beat the Swans there. Historically, in the last, I think, 4 years, we've seen at least one of the week 1 winners drop out of the finals. I think Melbourne do drop out. Collingwood have beaten them twice this year. So I think they can do it again. I really do. And on a big stage. I think it'll be a very close game. And this is, again, where Collingwood, reign supreme and actually turn up in those close games, ironically. So, if you'd asked me at the start of the season, do I think Geelong and Collingwood would meet in finals, I'd tell you you're an idiot. But now, I'm not so sure. So, yeah, look, if it's not Collingwood, I do think that Fremantle have an amazing opportunity to play in a grand final against Geelong. I think that'd probably be the only other team, other than obviously Melbourne, that I think could play Geelong. But I just think, the Magpies are just, I do think that they're primed at this point of the year to turn their, they've pretty much turned their season from a horrible start to an amazing finish. I think they won 10 or 11 in a row. I can't remember now. But yeah, look, I think this is what the grand final is going to look like. Again, it might be a safe-ish option picking two top four teams, but I just can't see it going any other way. And as I said, I think Geelong win. I think it'll be similar to the qualifying final. I think Geelong will win this one quite comfortably. I don't think it'll be close. I'll go the Cats winning the 2022 AFL Grand Final. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'd love to hear from you guys. But that is going to wrap it up from me. Thank you all so much for your support. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.